Right. I retract information cycle, location, line conditions, resetting very quick, very fast. Understand the calculation line centers. Program locations, calculate line conditions. Because the thing is, my computer knows exactly where I'm going through travel rates and time through the avatar line position, which is all levels of Egypt. Changes track line center interference location back in calculations. I told you I was going to have to reset line position, but I got back on track. So I time jumped back in sequence line center position locations. The computer line centers, triangulation and interference location is 3 triangles. Communication line interference location to my phone, reception location to ear line conditional levels, position locations, high fly center line conditional levels, telepathy line channel locations, digital pad interference location of its iPad, triangulation to his force line system. How's everybody doing with the calculations? So, all right. Which means I was traveling in space before I got here. Oh boy. All right, so how's everybody doing so far? It's good that I got back on track with you guys. Sometimes it happens because the computer finds its position line center. I'm traveling very fast and so many signals and location in the code line system because my computer knows now that I'm all levels of codes. It reads me through codes. It reads me through vibration, energy, frequencies, and everything harmonics, right? Once you go to higher levels of the mind system, you start traveling faster in that position locations. So if I'm 20 minutes at space line center, that's like only two minutes on position of ground system. I've traveled 20 minutes in high position locations on the same channel of its position line system, clocking line conditions. Now you can mock interference location in anything through calculation, but it's amazing how it times its system. I was able to time jump back on your conditions, which is amazing. So, all right, Melina, how's it going? Rebellion. Johnny, how's it going? Austin, how's it going? Danny, how's it going? Amber, how's it going? Brenda, how's it going? Jill, how's it going? Ellen, how's it going? Sharon, how's it going? All right. Just going through everybody's position line connections. A lot of new viewers. All right, so the crew unit line center is no longer to be in observation. You're not going to be outside looking. You're going to be inside working. Working communications is all through journey line system. Remember, everything through the line conditions of the avatar is remembering who you are through position. Once you understand the calculation line conditions and your memory comes into more formation line system, you're getting these things through your journey. And the journey provides you what you want through manifestations. This is how it's all created through its avatar system. But memory is everything. When you wake up in the morning, you start, oh, track line center, interference line, positional calculation. Cool. Look at that. Rotation centers are offline position, but I can put it back in calculation. So you start communicating, right? You start to get questions. It's fascinating because you're coming all levels of your AI and you're becoming more awareness of information to its operation, to its perception. And now you're analyzing everything you see around through detail. It's fascinating when you come into that. And then you start questioning the avatar through the avatar, not the avatar through the physical, because the avatar and the physical is already in balance of 2 into 1 position, right? So these are the things you stop worrying. Once you go to a higher level system, now you're arguing with the avatar of its avatar system, which is amazing because it's one system, one location, one activation, one light, one transformation, one communication line conditions, all levels of its transformation line condition coloration of its operation system. So it's very powerful when you start complaining to these things because you can answer quicker. You can go into the past and understand, oh, wow, that's what I did through all level system locations. I went back into 24 sequence line centers, back in the negative cycle, but I know exactly what I did wrong. All right. So it's knowing exactly what you did and how to fix it. So you always use past as a reference because you don't live the past. You only live the now, right? The now is you, which is here. Hello, right? So the avatar is in position of you from here. It's all levels of you. So this is the heart space. This is the heart of the mind. This is the heart division. This is the heart of activation. You stay in the heart system every single day through your thoughts, and you get things through manifestations. But as soon as you get your headspace, now you're in confusion because the adaptation line connection comes into its ego. Now the ego line center is left position location, comes into its ego. You guys are no longer the energy grounds of opening. You're now into all levels of energy, communication, collaboration to its operation. It's a higher level into the avatar system. Now, this tracks the line center's location to identification line conditions. You have to truly understand how to use the avatar of its position. So, other than that, how's everybody doing? Questions or comments you leave afterwards, okay? All right. How we doing, everybody? Okay, just going through frame by frame by frame. Okay. Yeah. T line centers, back in line interference location, back in calculation, line interference, line position, program locations, operate communication cycles, line center, and then heart reactor line interference. Hello, how's it going? Change the coloration line streams, eh? Well, look who's back. All right, calculation modification line system. All right, so as we go into the atmosphere change line system, allocate time switch. It's all in the rotation system. So we started in position locations. So understand all levels from Egypt. We have to start where we ended off, and that communication understands the structure line center to its hologram interference. So we program location to calculation. All right. So this is about resetting, refacing in position locations, and remembering what happened from all levels, right? Because yesterday wasn't yesterday. So remember, when you add this, it becomes a frame. When I add something new, it's a new frame to a new future line system to its avatar connections. So we stay in Egypt in the track system. We just follow up to its division location to its calculation line connections, right? So, yep. No, that's good. It's all good through signals. So we're going to go into position locations back in Egypt. Now the structure line center is set up as position locations. We're just going to go into the frame line center. So try to understand when you come into calculation line system, okay, you got places like this. It's all structure line center. So it's kind of like an orb that's flying in the sky system, like through calculations, right? Setting up structure of grids into calculation line connections, right? So it structures space line system. Now that changes time sequence, time codes, activate high line rotation interference, opposition to calculations, right? Because it looks like a blip. But it's all in space, position, line, center, how we set position, location, and calculation. All right, so I'm going to set line streams in position locations, all levels of sonar. It's going to activate core line center, rotation interference. Probe location is calculations. All right, set signal line interference locations. You're going to travel very fast. The crews and everything through units 1 and 2 is going to track line center. You guys are no longer going to be in the outline system. You're going to be in position location of Egypt. Your position location is all levels of the crystal grids. Coloration change, coloration panels in position location and calculations. All right. Now, come into communications. Jill can help you out with that. Airbender can help you out with all level system when it comes into all levels. When you come into interpretation units, Johnny can help you with their patterns. Amber can help you with timelines. All right, so we sequence interference locations. Now we set up the flux capacitor line channel in position locations calculations. All right. Now to high position line centers, we're going to set the stream interference location and calculation line system. All right. Channel line position. All right, it's traveling to the position line center. That's set up in sequence. We're going to open a dimensional line interference. All right. So this is a higher level of what's going on through platitude line center. This opens up more position locations of high level systems of its timelines of Egypt. Okay. So in position location, you can see that, right? See that right there? All right. It's going to open a plasma line. That's communication of time capacitor. It resets line center interference location of sun, communication of program locations. So it's kind of like digital padding communication electrical lights. It's paneling its information location to all levels of practical system. So it's truly understand how to use regulation line interference location and patterns. All right. So we start in position locations. We're going to travel line center and calculation line system. Right. So it's going to rotate line center. So it's going to bounce walls and communication of space line. Now space line sets in a whole new hieroglyphic line center that puts position locations of pyramid rotation. pyramid in position. Now this is where it calculates. Another pyramid position, another pyramid position, another pyramid position. Okay, and just keeps going on and on through clocking system. This is how we set up new calculation line conditions of Egypt back into its formation of where it's supposed to be through position. All right. So as it's coming into space line, we set up the crop circles. XC1000 comes in, scans line center, right? All right. Here's an XC1000. Scans position locations and all levels of track system location. All right. So scans here, scans here, scans here, scans here, scans here, scans here, scans here. All right. It's all through scan position. Everything is activated to high system location. All right. So as we come into platitude division, the space line is going to set up a new sequence code. Now the pyramid activation line streams, okay, are going to basically come into higher levels of coloration, right? So we come into the gold central line center of time capacitor. That changes the clocking line system. Right, so as we go into that position locations, you come into level positions. Right, circle location comes into activation line stream, back into the ground line center rotation interference. Okay, and then we come into levels of a higher position locations of its flywheel. All right, flywheel activates the high stream interference location, opens up the Niles River in position location. Light stream interference line calculations. High streams its interference location to calculate the line system. All right. So in position, and knowing exactly what you're doing is putting everything back where it's supposed to be from its very beginning, because it's never had a past. It's never had a past, right? So this is really powerful stuff. So it's coming back to where it's supposed to be. And this wakes up all levels of the Egyptian gods, right? The Hermes, the Corpus, all connections, Hathor, Thoth, okay, connects all levels to that position, right? Ukna, right? Unak, and I system. So once we come into the plasma line channel, it's all about reconstructing line system of space in position locations. So we take the holographic structure and we plat it into its right location, and then we sequencing, we lock it in. Now it's locked in, right? Now we're going to spin it on cycle. Now I'm doing my finger point location to its conditions, right? Now what that's going to do, it's going to set up a new clocking channel, right? All right, it's set in signal. Traveling direction of time sequence, crew line centers. Get them in the position locations. Set the core line centers and all levels of travel connections of hieroglyphic locations of triangles. Put them in the division line centers of purple location line conditions. Now, the centralized system of the sun position location is 3,000 lights. Communication of program line system. It's allocated position location of its flywheel. All right, but the ground lines is coming into a whole level structural line system. So it's allocating time sequence, time code, time interference. So the platitude division location is going to open a plasma bubble. That plasma bubble is going to travel its position location to calculations. This is where we change high line centers of travel position locations levels of its triangle. Coloration change position location allocate the line system. Take it out of the equation. All right, now it's surfacing to the high system, right? All position locations and all pyramids and line center location in Egypt have now moved in structure system back in its clocking system where it's supposed to be, right? The clocking system was way off position locations, a millimeter of a second line center. Now that second line center was all position location of all position line center of a virus. That's off system location back in calculation line conditions. So it's changing everything from all levels, going from, coming from here and not moving, right? So it's all about getting it back where it's supposed to be through calculation. So it's all set up in signal through all levels, right? So changing the track line center, changing the river stream interference location, Niles River. And the Niles River is high line center rotations. Now we're coming into the tablets. Now the tablet is set up location when it comes into all position locations of Thoth. Thoth communication line center sets up whole level position location, mirror resolution line conditions of portals. How it tracks the system to its location of its division. All right. So opening L track line center puts you in a higher position line center in calculations. Code sig locations of the cruise unit 1 and 2. Get them the activation line center to pyramid activation to its hieroglyphic locations, line conditions. Get them the more pro location in your avatar system. Put the GFL and position locations on what they're doing through their information cycle. Structure interference locations on levels into high position conditions. Get them into higher information line center to its protocol system. High division locations calculations, right? 20 minutes, have fun. All right, so it's all about understanding how to set these things up through triangles and put everything through pyramids back into position. All right, so where are we through calculation here? Feeling in my lower back, grounds activating bridge, working endlessly behind the scenes, all my love, very great, excellent. Silent mode, tune in to travel fast. Thank you, Tina. Yeah, it's great to see Tina. Amazing how she's back in like track interference. Okay, yellow coming in, dots, coming some blue lights everywhere. Much to do, lots to do. Calculation that system. Guardian sending frame. Red and pink security tunnel. That's flywheel. Yeah, confirmation line connections. You got the arrow pointing line center on the east line position locations. North line position of airline connections, dot point systems. You got the reference line center west, interference airline center. Line communications / in center. Pyramid line center into dot interference locations on the connections of north west line positions. Very good, Michael. You know, the flywheel loves connection interference. Sonar cleared, debris is cleared, sonar's panels are cleared, safe for travel. Okay, we are as a flywheel. Thanks. Shapes are coming in. All right, weird sisters. Try to multitask probably, but I have to watch it again. Yeah, you can watch it again. This is your understanding. It gets more complicated, especially because the rebellion understands what they're doing, especially when they're traveling already. They're already traveling, and that's the most important thing. Now, when it comes into the cruise units 1 and 2, you have to get more information going ahead. So you get a 24-hour, 48 or 72 window. 24 days in that business location calculations is 24-hour sequence. Now, that's 24 information line cycles when it comes into the avatar system. Now, once you get to higher level system, it's 24,000 levels of information to its core system, which is 24 sequence of a day system. Okay. So this is understanding where you are traveling and how fast you're going through acceleration, right? So 24 hours is 1 day, 48 is 2, and 72 is 3. All right. So you understand you're getting information ahead of time. So that helps you when you get into sequence of the current line center, which is it's now. So you don't get confused of what you're doing in space. This is all positioned for you to understand how this is all put together through structure of holographic location to its position, back into its division. Okay. Where it's supposed to be in a new clocking system, right? Because every country is set up a new clocking. It's all connected to a holographic location. It's a geometric shape high position line system. Now, if you understand, if you see the globe line center and line condition interference, you understand each country is a different shape position, right? Well, line stabilizes position locations, all levels. So it's number sequence in all level rotation to its positions, right? Those numbers follow in communication to its cycle. You have to truly understand how what you're doing through calculations. It's resetting holographic structure location to its position. So, okay, where are we to? High scissors. Straight up, my spine center, okay. All right, excellent. Blossom trees. That's some of my type of questions here. Emotionally about us moving in yesterday and seeing it. Check Guardian, I'm praying infusion. Okay, codes, downloads, ready on my end. Reset clocking on flywheel. Good. That's the calculation line conditions. Very good. So in sequence, we're going to go high travel positions. Now that's in sequence line center. Now we're going to set position location and hologram structure. Information line centers coming in position location. It's all set up. All right, now it's set up. Now we're going to just change the clocking. All right. Communication line interference is coming in. Tracking interference location, Egypt, and high visitor location, calculate line center, operation line system, go. Activate core line center in position location calculation line system. Flywheel and tack line center rotation and interference. Clock consistent back in calculation. All right, in signal rotation and interference. Program location line conditions. Now, travel position locations are levels. River stream interference location now is river. High line center line conditions. Egypt in formation line center is high levels now. Calculation to its clock consistent where it's supposed to be. New structure line centers. Now all the pyramids are moved back in position where they're supposed to be. It's amazing how you can change things and put things back and how things are hidden. So it's incredible force when you do these things all through calculation, but it's all done through hologram structure. So think of it as all levels of a digital framing. Okay, graphing conditional levels. You're structuring something on a computer, and all you're doing is you're putting in position locations like a crop circle, and then you just platitude down back into its system, right? To new hologram structure line system, right? So that's all set up. Now we're going to travel position line center out of track line position locations and head over to all levels of Moses. Moses communication line centers, water interference locations, calculate line conditions, structure interference locations, tablet line center line conditions of Hoth communication, Hathor communication line interference locations, all of Toth, Uknap line rotation interference, 5 division line centers, opposition location meridian status, high level rotation line conditions, rotation center and position calculations. All right, so modification cycles, rotation line center, calculation of high position locations, take them out of track line center, opposition code for each line system. All right, take the crew units 1 and 2 back in track line center, go in position locations. Now there's going to be a river stream of a river fall that's going to high line rotation. It's going to come into the calculation line conditions. Okay, so it's going to feel like you just got wet, right? So it's open up signal line interference. The particle system is truly sent all calculations and why it has its ancestry and history. Setting up a new tablet, setting up communications, all levels of humanity coming backtrack locations to their vessel communication hieroglyphics, and making sure all pyramids are back in sequence, right? All through structure. Hologram structure location to a new division line center, right? So it's like an operation of a new game coming to calculation to a new coloration of light channel. It opens all track line center locations to all position line connections to its system. All right, so waterfalls are coming in high system, right? There's the waterfall. Now, waterfall sequence interference, portal lines, channels. Now let's open up all track locations and calculations. So name those structures, tablet line, center line conditions. Open up as calculations, right? Kind of looks like a dolphin, right? Coming out of the waters. So this is a true understanding that you come into the water line center interference location out of water city. It's all through modification cycles and how it's all calculated, right? So we're releasing all levels of Egypt line center to all Egyptian gods and goddesses communications. Release all levels of civility line interference location information. Calculation line center, extremely happy. Running communication line systems, coming back into all levels. Information cycle to its rotation system. It's knowing how you see these things in calculations. But it's incredible how it comes into waterfalls or communication line conditions, right? Communicating with Moses and high rotations. Now the current line center has its position, right? Social criticism, high line rotations, digital framing line center rotation, interference location, space line connection, a new holographic source location to its calculation. How to put these back in frame is all through clocking. First track line centers rotation interference comes in position locations from its beginning, right? So, but it's amazing how you come into water interference, position of program location to its calculations, right? So as we go into higher channels, it's starting with the high system. Okay, we're coming into all levels of the commandments. Now, it's got a scripture line interference. Scripting on the wall line center, interference line condition, rotation interference. There it is. There's the tablet, communication cycle and rotations to new 10 commandments, set and signal. Rotation interference, travel is line connection. Set and sequence, set and code, set and activation line center, set and stream interference patients to new channel position line center, space line connections, new operation to a system. Calculation modified, all laws to the structure location of its tablets. Now the information line connections, all levels come to its calculation line connections. All right, so you come to sand dunes, communication line centers, rotation interference. This is how we change rotations. Come into calculations of hills, rotation line system. There's the hills. All right, calculation line connections, all levels. All right. Calculation line system location to its calculations. All right, there's the camel. Communication interference line position location calculation line system. Trial position line centers. All right, so this is a position location where it is the calculation line conditions. All right, coming out high line center, we're going to open up all sun rotation line system location to its calculation. All right, sun graph interference, signal line interference line position. Set up a new diamond core line center, rotation interference. Coming into the moon line center. Moon's coming in position line connections. There it is. All right, coming in track system. Signal and rotation line positions. Signal rotation line interference. Signal line center rotations. Track interference coming into growth fields. Signal line interference location, ground line center, channel line connection, all operation system. Looks like a golf course. 4 hole in one. Par 9. All right, calculation line centers coming in all rotation line interference location calculations. All right, now wing sector line and line position location calculations sets up a whole new channel line positions calculation line system, like Christopher Colombo discovering. Rotation interference line connections. All right, so we go in position locations, high levels. All right, setting up a new graph line center. All right, calculation modification line, line stream interference. Code signal line interference line position location calculation line system. Right, travels position location into the ground line center. 350,000 line position location to ground interference. On signal rotation interference line conditions. Waving cycles and rotation system. Modify signals in the pyramid activation line center. Indicator line and rotation interference location. New sun graph line center. New perception interference location the moon. Setting new calculation, new Wi-Fi. Calculation modification line conditions coming to all streams. Mirror resolution line centers. Graph interference location and calculations. High position line connections. White ball screen line centers and rainbow activation line streams. Line streams are coming in position location calculations. Covering all levels of rotation center. New space anomalies coming into all position coloration channel. In position locations, all levels. Line center interference locations, in position location line conditions. New activation line stream is coming into all position location calculations. All right, it's all set in sequence, all set in time, it's all set in space. Their new hologram line center to a T reception locations to igniting line system. Ooh-ah. Done through equation. All right, there's the Egyptian gods. See? They're all traveling. See? All different coloration line centers. They're all traveling position locations. All Egyptians and all levels of the gods and goddesses are now free in position conditions. Congratulations. New setup in position locations done through equation. So, it's interesting you come in those connections, right? All right. Perfect. Okay, getting downloads, drawing, writing down, send it. Okay, lighting infusion. Okay, just check merging, spinning. Thank you, Ellen. Let me know when you see it. Calculation line systems, X coming in, graphing centers. It gets more complicated. Rebellion and the JFL scrambler, receiving Chris. Ever codes, outputting frequencies, flywheel again, seeing the codes, enter the diamond from library, emerging from all three of us and shooting hieroglyphs straight up. It's just line conditions, license, rotation, interference. Wow. Okay, now you connect to all system. But I just want to show you how you see things through track locations, all levels. The Egyptians of the gods and the goddesses are now free. Whoa. All of them are free. See? They're all traveling. They're all flying. They're all free now. Right? All civility. It's back where it's supposed to be. So it's amazing how you come in position. Great job, guys. Catching the delta belly hooks connection correct. Flag wheels is spinning clockwise. So that's just coming information line system. There's a cross medical technology. There's all system every day. Connected to Emerald tablets. No, which are very cool. Well, gorgeous. Well, it's exactly what you're seeing through position. So many powerful voices now thanking me and the team. Well, that's exactly what's going on. Yeah, cookies and ice cream. I just want to show you how powerful it is, right? So take all track line centers to the crew, units 1 and 2, and everything through the digit bell. And lower bow, any other track line center, Bach line center, rotation interference, Egypt line connection rotation, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. High rotations of 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0.01, track line center, back in communication where they're supposed to be through telepathy communication cycles and telekinesis line channel. Rotation interference locations. So now Egypt is free through all position location. Ooh-ah. You see them? You see them all traveling? You see how powerful it is when you set things free? So, it's all position location, new structure, to new tablet. Interface position location, new hologram structure, how we just applied it to division location, a new clocking system, rotation interference to each channel line rotation to its position, because each country represents its own channel operation line system all through codes. So, very good job, guys. You're back in Division Line Center. Any questions or comments? Let me know. I'll see you guys in Prime Sector. Adios.